Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense. No, none taken.
That is right, none taken. I am your host, Easton Moore. This is the Movie Moron podcast, and I am the Movie Moron.
I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books.
Many.
And
Many.
my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Very rich mahogany. With me, after 2 weeks absence, by his fault, he decided that he didn't want to be a part of this podcast, and
Hey, guess what?
I guess we just
Guess
had
what?
to do it.
Guess what? I'm back.
He is back. Trevor Landreth. Oh my, that doesn't work. Wow, that is so mean. 2 of these sound bites don't work.
Hang on, I'll do my own soundbite. You ready?
You're with us, Ron. What do you think? It's terrible. She has beautiful eyes and her hair smells like cinnamon. Mm-hmm. Loud noises.
That's all you are to this podcast.
That was pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a pretty good impression.
Yeah.
I was working on it all day.
Yeah. That I'm not joking. I clicked 2 different sound bites. Both of them didn't work.
Lame. Let's destroy the computer.
I don't think it was a computer fault. I think it was the website's fault.
Wait,
but
no, we can't do that.
yeah, it's not my computer technically. Okay, but yeah, that's Trevor Lynch, our practical co-host, and then with us as always is the all-time guest and my wife, Tristan.
I want to say something. I want to put it out there.
Just putting it out there.
And if you like it, you can take it. If you don't, send it right back.
You have to take it.
I want to be on you.
Thanks, babe.
Until you use me up.
Okay, yeah, sound bites are back. Sorry we took a week off. Kind of. Well, we did take a week off. I didn't mean to. We were in Maine and we did one.
Did you say you didn't mean to?
No, we
Yeah,
didn't.
we
Oh, for
didn't
the
mean
second
to.
week. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't mean to take a
I
week
thought
off.
you meant I didn't mean to take a week off from the vacation.
Oh no. We did the one episode over Bodies, Pray and Fall. If you guys didn't listen to that, go listen to that episode. But
I listened to it and I decided not to watch Fall because you didn't recommend it.
I did.
I know you did, but
Rude.
my opinions align more with Easton, except on like 3 movies.
Whatever.
And then we watched Beast to go ahead and review that. And then every single time we got back at vacation, it was like 8 or 9 o'clock, and we were towards the end of our vacation. We were like, we just want to watch a movie. We don't want to record a podcast.
Yeah.
And Tristan can't record a podcast after like 10:30, so
Yeah.
or watch a movie past 10:30. Yeah.
I
so
like my sleep.
yeah, it's more like she can't stay awake that late. But
I fell asleep a lot.
she did. She slept a lot. And I know you guys can't see it, but we have our first ever live audience member.
Woo!
Yay!
He's got a-
Snap.
You might hear him every once in a while.
Woo.
He's he's been on the podcast before. You can't see him. He might flash his ass every once in a while. We'll see. He might give you guys a show.
Graham, what are you drawing?
Sure.
His bum.
His bum. Okay.
Camera.
But I just you might see a shoulder or something. I think it's cool. We have our first ever live audience member, so
Yeah.
I figured I'd say it, and he might think we're so funny and laugh out loud. So we might
The
have
movie
our-
Moron was recorded in front of a live studio podcast.
Okay, so first of all, before we start the episode, I do want to say we are kind of not really in sponsorship, but kind of also in sponsorship with the Tallgrass Film Festival that's coming up in about a month, and we just want to promote it. So just here at the top of the episode, if you guys are in the Wichita area, Tallgrass Film Center or Association, I should say, is hosting their yearly film festival, which is a film festival that covers a lot of movies that are both local and foreign and
Unlocal.
yeah. And it's a really cool event. We are going to be at the event for at least 2 to 3 of the days, maybe even 4. We'll see if I can make it for all 4. And we would love for you guys to be there. We're going to be there as part of media and be able to watch all the movies, and then we're going to do an episode talking about the whole entire film festival. But we'd love you guys to go support a local film festival. I think it's really cool. I've just started getting into the film festival world. It's a lot of really cool people. And so if you guys are into movies, obviously you are because you're listening to this podcast. If you're in the Wichita greater area, check it out. It's not overly expensive, so you can kind of watch a bunch of movies all in the span of a couple days. It is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's
In
the
September.
very end of October, running into the
Oh.
first of
October.
very end of September, running into October. I
was
think
gonna
I'll
say-
look up the official dates right now.
The end of October is Halloween time.
September.
Speaking of Halloween time,
October.
Hocus Pocus 2 comes out this year. Is that bad?
I never even watched the
What?
first one.
Well,
Oh
well,
my goodness. Because, okay, here's the thing with Hocus Pocus, everyone, and Trevor especially.
I'm ready.
Females of my millennial age-ish, they think that Hocus Pocus is the best movie ever.
Yeah.
And they think that it's like the most wonderful thing, which Hocus
It's
Pocus is a
'cause
great movie.
Sarah Jessica Parker is in it.
September 28th through
It's
October 12th. Or
wonderful.
October 2nd. Sorry, we're still in the tall
Sep-
grass thing.
Turn 28.
September 28th through October 2nd.
Yeah.
The first Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. From my past experience, Saturday's the big day. But yeah, buy a pass. This is off the walls. Tristan just threw an empty can straight at Graham as he was walking in. Anyways, so I don't know. We're gonna be there. I want you guys.
Thank you.
I just want to promote that because I know a lot of people that are a part of it that run it, and they let us have a film or a media pass, and we're gonna talk about it.
Shout out to Mel.
Mm-hmm. Who's also
Melanie.
followed. Yep, who's followed up with us to make sure that we can go and that we are able to do a podcast over it. So, so yeah, if you're in the area, I highly recommend going to that because we will be there. I mean, I hope Trevor goes.
And you can
That's
meet
the
your
plan.
favorite podcasters.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be
That's
some really
us.
famous podcasters. Oh yeah, us. Yeah.
Us? I want to meet us.
I wish I could meet us.
Okay, so on to the actual episode. We're gonna do a
Wait.
couple different things here.
I need to finish my Hocus Pocus rant.
Okay, Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Hocus
Okay,
Pocus.
here's the thing. They
two?
think it's the greatest movie ever invented. They think it's like it's like straight from heaven or something. And look, it's good and it's great and I love it. But it's not like that. You just need to chill out. People need to chill out about it because
Are you
it's
saying that
not-
people can't like what they like?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that
know,
I love it, but don't go crazy. You're going crazy.
I feel like there's a lot of people that would say the same thing to you about Fast and Furious.
That's rude. That's straight up rude. You come into my house and you tell me that?
With the Fast and Furious poster on the wall?
How dare you? First of all,
I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
look, I'm not
just sending a fart in the
begging
wind,
for
man.
a Fast and Furious 10. They just gave it to me. I didn't even have to beg for it.
You know that's going to be the end of the series, though, right?
That's rude.
That's rude. I thought they were going for 12.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, so now that rant's over, thankfully, we're a layout of the episode. The main episode for today is the invitation. We're going to do our normal setting or podcast form for the invitation, which is a new movie that came out this weekend. And then at the very end, we're going to do a little quick bonus reviews over Beast, which all of us saw. Which we were supposed to do a review over, but we didn't. So we're just going to do a little bonus there.
What you know about me? Sorry.
And then Trevor and I are going to talk about 3,000 Years of Longing
Some good old Idris Elba.
because we watched that. So 2 Idris
Yeah,
Elba
which
movies.
no one told me to go see, so
Well,
You
it was
were at
a
a bridal shower.
you were on a bridal shower, and
I
it was also
was.
on a whim.
I was also running the bridal shower.
Oh,
Oh.
that's annoying.
That's fine. turned out okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you were running it.
Oh, so nice.
Okay,
Wow.
so the invitation.
Thanks.
If you don't, spoiler free, of course. At the top of the episode.
What a sexy movie.
I am so mad that it's called what it is called.
Yeah, it's
Because
kind of
there's really not
no
an
invitation. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but mostly because of that movie with Marcus Green.
Logan Marshall Green.
Logan Marshall Green.
There's already a movie called The Invitation that's a really
And
solid
it's so
movie.
good.
Oh.
And there's actual invitations in it.
Oh.
Yeah, much better than this.
Which is funny because
Yeah.
the poster of this movie also
It's
has
just an
an
invitation.
envelope with
Yeah.
a wax stamp, and that's not in.
Ridiculous.
Nope. It kind of looked like they were going for a secret vibe.
Ooh, secret.
You guys know
What
what the
60
secret?
secrets
Secret,
does
I got
this
a
movie
secret.
hold?
So, anyways, this movie is a movie. It's supposed to be like a thriller, suspense, teetering on horror. It is not the latter. It is drama, suspense,
Yeah.
and a little bit. No nudity. No.
Yes.
The
little
other.
nudity.
No, they didn't
No?
show tits. It was the other movie we
Oh, I'm
watched that
thinking of the
showed
other one.
nothing but
I
tits.
don't think. Great.
Yeah.
don't think-
It was fat tits though.
Stop that.
But I'm not talking like big honkers that are nice. I mean
Why-
like 425-pound women
Why are
fat
Why
tits.
are we talking about this?
Yeah. What our audience said.
Ew.
Um
We'll never have that problem.
so
Okay.
yeah, let's get into general thoughts on the invitation. Invitation. I hate that word.
The invitation.
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 I honestly I hate the word so much.
Was it
Invitation?
invitation?
It was an invitation.
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 Ah, invitation. French. Very nice.
I was more of a force of invitation.
Forced invitation.
A force of dictation.
Mm-hmm.
A-
If I'm being honest here, I don't think the dick taking was forceful.
Oof.
At first.
It wasn't.
Ever.
But then it became that way.
No. No. The dick taking was never forceful. There was never rape. This movie does not have rape.
That's
Okay.
true.
That's true. Anyway,
Murder? Maybe.
Absolutely.
Trevor, what were your general thoughts?
Thank you for asking, Tristan.
Excuse me.
I thought that.
Sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
We are cutting that from the episode, and there will be a big black square over this area, cutting her out because you cannot overtake the host's duty.
I'm sorry for overtaking the host's duty.
Trevor, what were your general thoughts?
oh, thank you for asking, Easton.
You're welcome.
This this movie was fine, but there are certain certain aspects of it that made it not super great.
That not
for
fine?
me.
Oh.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole ride. I liked watching it, but from like a more objective standpoint, there were parts of it that I believed were really ham-fisted and kind of ruined the
Ham-fisted?
experience for me a little bit. Yeah, like they really tried to make it subtle, and because they tried to make it subtle, it wasn't subtle. Yeah,
Yeah, I
some
agree.
kind of overarching themes that. Yeah, and Easton and I kind of talked about it a little bit.
Only a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Now, you said that you had very heavy. I'm kind of pulling back the veil a little bit. You said it had very heavy Get Out vibes.
It does have some Get Out. I don't know if it has Get Out vibes, but I remember thinking during the movie, this feels like a wannabe Get Out. And you kind of said that too, Tristan.
Well, that was before
Oh
I'd
my
seen
God.
it.
You screamed at that mic.
I'm sorry. That was before I had seen it.
Yeah.
After I'd seen it, it's not racy like Get Out is. So I wasn't really getting that
You don't think so?
as much as I thought. No.
I thought so.
Really? You thought it was racy?
Yeah.
I didn't think so. I mean, they're all white.
So, I agree with Tristan. I
Oh, really?
don't think it has a Get Out vibe because the people aren't doing what they're doing because of their race.
Yeah.
That's what
And that's the
I'm
Yeah,
trying
that's
to say.
fair.
the victim
Mm-hmm.
isn't a victim because of her race.
Right.
They just happen to make her a
Yeah.
half black individual.
And they have a legitimate reason for it.
Yeah. And I think it was good.
Yeah.
And I liked her character a lot
Yeah.
for the most part. But unlike Get Out, the reason why she was in the predicament she was not because of her race, but instead of her heritage
Yeah.
or her,
Yeah.
No. Graham asked if she was gay. No. Which is not what Get Out was. Get Out was very much
Right.
we are trying to enslave black people in a very weird, backwards, psychological way.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's not what this was. So
Right.
I didn't get that. Now, I did get a very heavy tone of, like, anti-white.
Maybe that's
Um,
what I'm thinking.
Really?
The main two characters kept on making racial jokes about white people. At the very beginning of the
Oh,
movie, it was
yeah.
very much like, you need to be careful with these people because they're white. You
Mhm.
can't trust white people. Don't trust white people with a goatee.
And she
what-
said,
what do you-
"Weren't your last
You
3
should've
boyfriends
been-
white?"
And then
Don't trust
she's
British people.
and then he says, she says, well, I'm in therapy for that. Like, you need therapy because you date white people.
Yeah.
So, like, there was definitely an anti-white,
Yeah.
theme, I guess. But when it comes to the actual, like, suspense or horror or whatever,
Yeah.
It
that
didn't-
was not
that
rooted
stuff didn't
in
really
race.
have to do with the main part of the movie.
No,
Well-
it was more a sprinkle that was like, why are we doing
A
this? But I think it's
sprinkle.
just because it's trendy to shit on white people.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
I didn't like that, but
Yeah,
whatever.
and that was
Might be
it was
because I'm
mostly
white.
dialogue things. What I kind of that kept coming up with the dialogue was it felt very like you're trying to enslave me and I'm not going to let that happen kind of thing. And there was a specific moment that I'll bring up in spoilers where
Sure.
where I was like, this is too much, and that's when I kind of was like, okay. Like the first few times it happened, I was like, all right, this is fine, this is all right. But then by the time I got to this one specific scene, I was like,
Gotcha.
this is too much.
I just never felt like it was because of race. And so
Yeah.
that's why I felt like it was different. And I think that was good.
Yeah.
I would have disliked the movie a little bit more if it was like, oh, we're only doing this to this person because she's half black.
Yeah.
But instead, it's literally just, oh, you have this specific bloodline, and so
Yeah.
that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
I thought it worked. Now, there was a lot of... I guess I shouldn't get into my general thoughts. I should get into Tristan's, unless you have anything else.
I'm trying to think.
You want us to run-
There are a lot of excuse me. There are a lot of so I can we say what Walter is? Are we
No.
allowed to say that?
No.
Okay. Cool.
No.
Never mind then. I guess I have to wait till spoilers.
Okay.
Walter is a man who is white.
With a marvelous jawline.
With
He's
his
As the woman on the
with
podcast...
his what, Tristan? Say it.
I'm trying to think coercing his
That first scene when he's like, I'm so sorry, and then he leans against the doorway and he's like, I'm so sorry. I was like, oof.
I was like,
man.
he's trying too hard. That's what that was.
No, it was great. I loved it.
Excuse me, that made the rating from a 7.5 to an 8.
Why do you guys simp over guys more than me?
Because I'm
'Cause
your
you already-
brother, Tristan.
That's weird. No, not simping over me. I meant like why? That's not what I meant.
Why do we simp over guys more than you
More
simp
than-
over guys?
Yes, that's what I meant. Because I'm happily married to you.
Yeah, you already
That's
have.
why.
So it would feel weird, like if I sat here and just talked about all the girls I'm simping on in
That's
these
true.
movies.
That's true.
It would be very weird.
I'll talk about whoever I'm attracted to.
Of course you will. I don't want him to say that. But it's also weird when you're talking about a guy too. Anyway, ew. Anyway,
Graham, I'm gonna need you to get it together.
yeah. I thought it was very slow getting to certain reveals. And then it was like really fast, I thought. And it was very I called it, bruh.
You called it?
I'd never call stuff and I called it.
That is true. She never calls it.
Yeah. Except in my stupid freaking theater.
Oh, bad theater?
I tried to tell you in the
Oh.
car.
Yeah.
These children in the front row. I was just sitting there minding my business trying to eat my pizza. And they were laughing and like being loud and talking the whole time. I just could not handle it anymore. I sat up in my chair like a little bird trying to look at them. Excuse me, is that you? And then I got up and I went to the guy and I said, hi, I'm in theater 8. And he said, are there kids? And I said, yeah. And then he said, in the front row. I said, yeah. He was like, okay, we got it. And then he's like, Morgan, I'm going to need you and John to go handle those kids in the front row again. Thank you. And then they came in, and they were fine for a while, and then they got loud again.
Okay, but on the movie,
Yeah.
general thoughts.
I said some of those already.
And that's all?
I don't really know what else to say. I liked the main girl. And, yeah.
Okay. So, a few things. I think the chemistry between our main characters, I think were really good. Our protagonist and our antagonist was really good until certain things are revealed. There's a real switch in or some of the characters, and I think it was unnatural and not done well. And I think the movie would have been better if they were more... if they were the same character, or there was a better flow of the decline of one of those characters. And then I also think this movie gives away way too much, way too soon. I think it has an ability to be eerie, without giving away what is actually happening. And instead it decides to give you like 5 scenes sprinkled in the first 45 minutes or so. And in those scenes, like what is actually happening. And that kind of takes away from the suspense, because you're just waiting for the actual moment to happen rather than, and not knowing what the eeriness is going to bring about. And I don't like that.
I'm going to need us to get to spoilers so that I understand what you just said.
Or were you just not listening?
I was kind
I was listening.
I was kind of aware of the turn the whole time. I feel like it's pretty obvious from the trailer.
I know, but I don't judge a movie on its trailer.
Yeah.
I really don't remember the trailer at all. I knew that I believed that there were vampires. That's all I knew.
There's also some imagery in the first scene that denotes vampirism, and that kind of solidified it for
I wasn't
this
paying
guy.
attention to that. So
Which
I
I'll
didn't really
explain in a
know.
little bit.
Nothing.
By the way, I love vampires.
Really?
So
Edward Cullen?
there were some really cool calls
Alice
to some
Cullen?
stuff.
Yeah, and there's a slightly different definition or I don't know, take on vampires. Not by much, but a little. It's a little original. Just pick them up.
Can't.
Okay. I don't know what that sound is. I'm so sorry, people. I don't know what the or not.
It's in our heads.
Yeah, it's in our ears, and it's really messing with me. But there's an original take on vampires, at least kind of.
Yeah.
That felt original and different, and like, okay, this isn't a standard thing. I don't know. I thought the movie was fine. I guess we can kind of get into recommendations and go into spoilers, unless you guys have other general thoughts. I mean, it's not very scary. There are a couple
No.
It's
there's
a little
like
more
there's one jump scare which
Mhm.
really got me. I'm not gonna lie, but it
I
wasn't
went
like
like this. My shoulders bounced.
So yeah, a little. It's not really scary at all, but like
The
you
fir-
want the you like the main character.
Yeah.
At least I did.
I
so
liked her until the last scene.
Yeah, no. There are things I did not like how they continued the character
Yeah.
or lines that she
yeah.
did. But
Yeah.
so, do you guys recommend the movie?
If it comes to streaming, give it a watch. But I wouldn't go pay money for this.
Did you guys see it in Dolby?
What?
Did you see
Was
it
it in Dolby?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I was
assume you
asking.
didn't.
No.
No, because you know it's
I
still
saw
in Dolby.
it in theater 8.
Baz Luhrmann's Elvis is still in Dolby.
No way. Elvis is still
Yeah.
in Dolby.
Yeah, when we went today, East and I spent like 6 hours at the movies today.
Did
This
you
was
guys
more
see
like
2
5.
movies?
Yeah, we both did. We both saw 3,000 Years of Longing, and then he saw Invitation, I saw Beast.
Oh, that's smart.
Yep.
That's really smart. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was my idea.
It was his idea, because I was like, I'm going to go home and watch something else. But
And I
then
was
I
like,
watched Beast. No. He said it in that voice, too, and I
That
was like,
really
oh, okay,
creepy.
Satan.
That was like good creepy.
And you said you didn't hate it as much as you thought because you were vibing with the chick next to you.
Yeah, who wasn't supposed to be next to me. I picked a spot in the corner away from everybody else, and then there was like a seat dispute, and this lady ended up sitting next to me, and she was having a blast. And so I was like, okay, here we go.
When we watched Beast, there was one other person in the theater.
Like a big theater, too.
Yes, big theater in Maine. One other person. We got in there. We walked up, sat down, and like the guy had already been sitting there watching the trailers. And I really wanted to talk to him after the movie and be like, "So what did you think?" But I was like, "It's so awkward."
He was also like older, and he didn't.
They have like shitty theaters.
The first theater we went to was weird.
The bathroom after the movie was popping.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about Beast when I went to
Yeah,
the
I'm aware. I heard it all from the stall.
'cause you were in the stall.
Yeah.
Did you have to poop?
Yep.
He did. It smelled so bad in there when I walked in. And I was like, I bet that's Easton in here. And
That's
it was.
so funny.
Yeah, I don't think you did think that.
Later
on, I text you.
I was thinking it'd be funny if it was Easton.
Yeah, and
That's
then I
what
had text
thought.
you saying, "Hold on, I'm taking a massive shit,"
Yep.
and then you're like, "I bet that's when you're like, oh, that might have been him in there."
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, I literally was just going to the bathroom. There was no one in there for like a solid 8 minutes, and then out of nowhere, just
out of Beast.
everybody talking about Beast, and I'm like, "What the fuck, man? I'm just trying
People
to
that
poop."
didn't go
Yeah.
see the movie together, which was kind of cool. Just
Yeah.
strangers talking to each other. That was
Oh,
nice.
really?
There were a
Yeah.
lot of people talking in the theater after I got out.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, recommendation, Tristan.
Yeah, sure, probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
For invitation.
yeah.
I
Mom, you'd like this.
really interesting. I think this is a good streaming movie, but that's about it. This is the theater experience was nothing great.
Streaming.
So if I'm gonna quote our What the Fanboy podcast, it's definitely a straight to streaming recommendation or rating.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, like when this hits Netflix, you might have a fun night of, you get some cheesy action, you get some cheesy thriller stuff, but better than this is better than a Netflix original.
Yes.
So like
Yes.
it
Very
goes
agree.
to Netflix, and you're like, oh, this is good, but it's better than the crap that they puke out every month.
Yeah. The pukes. It's better than the pukes.
Even though I'm still paying for it. Wait, are we?
Are we?
Do we pay for Netflix?
Or do the
Mom
parents?
and Dad,
Yeah.
they pay for Netflix.
You guys do HBO Max,
We do HBO Max and Hulu.
and then Mom
No,
and
yeah,
Dad
we
do Netflix, and then I do Peacock.
Yeah. What?
What? No.
I don't know.
Do
what
you guys
said.
want my Peacock? Do
So-
you guys want Peacock?
Probably.
I should give you
I
Peacock.
Wait,
think
no,
we
we
have
have it.
we have the parents' Peacock.
Which is
even
my
though-
Peacock.
Oh,
no, it's different because they don't know how to get on it, and we got on theirs, and they got on yours.
But they're using mine.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are on theirs through their cable.
It
that they
doesn't
get.
matter.
Okay, cool.
We have it.
But okay, so that's the end of the invitation talk. At least when it comes to general thoughts. So if you haven't seen the movie and you care, which I assume you don't, because this isn't a
Let's
hot
have a
movie,
little jingle for our general thoughts.
we can work.
That is the general thoughts.
Okay, well, I guess Trevor's already got it.
Oh.
Okay. Well, we can work on that. Work in progress. So if you're worried about spoilers at all, go ahead and take pause the show and then come back after you watch it. But if not, we're going to start the spoiler part of the review here in a second.
If you want to hear about Beast or 3,000 Years of Longing, just
Go ahead and skip to the last
skip on to
15 minutes of the
end.
podcast.
Yep.
Yeah. And maybe we're not going to spoil the last second of the
Invitation for
movie.
you. Yeah.
Maybe I'll throw a disclaimer in there. Probably not because I'm too lazy, but maybe. Not disclaimer, sorry, notes in the description of when we start talking about the other ones. But, okay, we're going to take a break, and then we'll be right back with the spoiler part of the review. Sponsor of today's episode is Newsly. For the first time ever, the entire web becomes listenable all in one place. Newsly is an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up the most trending articles on the web and topics you choose at any given moment and reads them to you in a nice voice. You can browse articles from topics you choose and start playing, so you can stop scrolling and start listening. You can follow any topics like sports, tech, business, science, Bitcoin, or even the Kardashians. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you out loud. And they have podcasts as well, exploring trending podcasts from over 80 countries. Our podcast, The Movie Moron, is there too. I started using it as my default podcast app lately, and they even have digital radio. Download and use Newsly for free now at www.newsly.me or from the link in the description, and use promo code THEMM that I will also put in the description and receive a 1 month free premium subscription service. So download the Newsly app now. And we are back.
We're back.
Blast off.
After that short little break. And now we're going to talk about the spoilers of The Invitation. So if you
I'm sorry.
audio listeners, I am so sorry. My wife is going nuts right now. I have turned her down. This is the first time I have ever turned Tristan down in the entirety of the podcast. And she has been tired nuts before, but I guess we're on a new level.
Woo!
Oh no.
I'm
I thought you were
fired.
about to do your singing prep.
My sirens.
Yeah. Don't do it, please.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
So now we're getting into spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie yet and you care about spoilers, this is the time to pause. Spoilers. We can talk about anything. We can talk about
Walter's a vampire.
Walter being a vampire.
Got
which
mean real quick. Is that what you're talking about?
yes,
Yeah.
I did not like that
I
tonal
didn't
shift.
either.
It didn't make any sense. It would have
Oh.
made much better
didn't
sense in
either.
the movie where he is the same character, but he is an elegant vampire that
Yeah.
has to kill people and drink their blood because that's how he survives. And our main character isn't cool with that, even though he's a hot, nice billionaire philanthropist.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're suave, you're cool, I like you, I love you, but you're a murderer, a serial killer, murderer person.
You murder maids.
So I'm still going to
Mhm.
kill you for that.
yeah.
And you're also trying to force my hand to marriage.
No matter how charming you are, mister.
Yeah, and I think that would have been a better movie. I think making
I
him an
agree.
asshole at the end didn't totally make sense. And it like there was nothing that made it like go there. It just was like, well, now he's bad.
You know the secret, and now he's bad.
Yeah, and like I guess the whole reason why he was suave to start is because he had to have the girl accept the fake marriage thing.
Oh, it was a real marriage.
But no. When he proposes,
Oh, I know.
that was stupid. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know if that was supposed to be like the same thing of a vampire has to be invited into your house, if that's kind of what they were going off of, but that wasn't explained and it was dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So they should have just made him the nice suave vampire that is killing people, and we have a main character that is against murder and against. I mean, they
Yeah.
could have done an interview with a vampire kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen that movie,
Nope.
the main character, if I'm spoiling it a little bit, but the main character after a certain point decides that it is not worth killing people to stay alive.
Oh.
And he kind of fights back against the vampires, and he releases to the world that vampires exist because he thinks that him having to continue to kill people is not right,
Oh.
or something like that. It's been a little bit, but it's a really good movie. I think they could have done a commentary close to that.
Moral dilemma
Yeah, but instead they
of
just
the vampires.
decide to make him a normal
jerk.
evil vampire, and I don't think that was very good.
Not cool, man.
Which is also funny because they say something about protecting. They're like, well, these three families together, we're the strongest, and we protect the world from blah blah blah. And they spend all these time talking about. So here's what I think happened. What should have happened, right? So they're like, they spend all this time talking about the shrikes, the birds that will like
Yeah,
impale things. Yeah, I thought the shrikes were supposed to be like evil vampires. I thought at the end they would have like that Walter was protecting the world from the evil vampires, and that's who was feeding on the maids. And then at the end, when they were outside the realty office, that the shrikes are going to attack. And then it was going to be like, well, look what you released into the world because you destroyed what you thought was this evil thing. But that's not what happened, and that's dumb anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I mean I think that still would have been better than what we got.
yeah, I agree.
Um,
That's why I thought of it.
Yeah, I think the last 25 minutes or so was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the way that all of that went.
How when she was killing them?
Well, when she ran away but didn't actually get away. And
Okay,
like,
that's what I
plan?
called.
What was the plan in the first place? Like,
She
you
was
have no
gonna
money,
run?
you have no wallet, you have no way of getting out of this town.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get you're gonna try to run away, I guess, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, I thought that was stupid. Like, it just I was willing to give it a pass, but then every single thing that happened, like, none of it really redeemed what was happening.
Yeah.
It just kept on getting
And
stupid.
it was so obvious that the old lady was gonna turn her in.
But then she saves her.
no,
not
different old person.
Oh.
The old lady in the house.
The maid.
Oh, so speaking of which,
The maid
Mina
saved
and
her
Jonathan Harker are the main characters of Bram Stoker's Dracula. Jonathan Harker is the main character, and he's trying to save Mina from
Cool.
becoming one of Dracula's brides.
Are those the old couple?
The old people, yeah, Mina and Jonathan Harker.
Yeah, well, they went backwards because
Well, no, I
they-
think it's just supposed to be like, look, the
We're
people
using
from the book.
people from
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they went backwards.
You dumb actors! How dare
Yeah.
you do a good thing and then you play a movie where you do the bad thing?
Yeah,
Also-
rude.
He says in Wallachia, they're known as a different name. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah.
Wallachia is from Curse of Strahd.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
None of that means
It's the
anything
D&D
to me.
campaign I'm trying to make happen,
Oh,
but I'm never available.
So he's loosely trying to
Sure.
make happen.
I'm loosely trying to.
It's more like I'm trying to make it happen, like I do all my campaigns, where I'm texting and saying when are people available.
It's true. He is.
Anyways,
quack, quack.
yeah, just the whole entire end fight was all really cheesy and dumb. I
didn't like when her and her friend were standing outside with her little haircut.
yeah, the new look was bad.
Yeah.
But I'm even before that, the whole entire fight with Walt was just pretty dumb, I thought.
the whole thing with her friend being like, you have to take a picture of a license plate. You have to do this. You have to do this. Don't trust people with goatees.
And it didn't amount to anything.
Yeah.
She didn't text for 2 days and the
Yeah.
friend just didn't care.
And they zoomed in on the phone and she was like, I'm fine. Stop worrying. And then nothing happened. She just saved herself. That is dumb. I mean, you can save yourself if you want. But why did they put all of this stuff into the friend when the friend didn't even do anything?
I am a little happy that they didn't go full Mary Sue. She was still getting bested at times. She ended up winning in the end, obviously, which is going to happen, and your main character is more than likely going to win.
Mm-hmm.
But she got her ass kicked a couple times at those end fights, and I thought that was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't just
Yeah.
like, I do like the fact that she did have to go through the marriage, and she outsmarted by drinking the blood, and she already knew the thing was like, there were some witty things there, but overall it was a little,
Agreed.
it got a little dumb from time to time.
Yeah.
And I just wish things had went differently, and I do think some things were dumb, but I do at least like that they didn't go full, like, stupid women empowerment. I think it's totally fine if you have a movie
Like
where
She-Hulk?
we don't need to get into that. But yeah, I have no problem with strong women and movies, and at least I think they did that decently enough.
Yeah.
They didn't just, well, we have a woman being the protagonist, and the woman can't lose; she just must win all the time.
Yeah, she's not The Rock or Vin Diesel.
If you're not knowing
Oh,
what that
yeah.
means, it means that they have that signed to their contract where they cannot lose a fight.
That was good, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, The Rock would win because he's got to sign his contract that he can't.
They are not the Rock.
Yeah.
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of other stuff to say. The movie's pretty basic, but it is fun to watch, kind of, for the
So
most
you
part.
guys knew
I
that
enjoyed
he
it,
was a
yeah.
vampire?
Oh yeah.
I thought it just had to be.
So-
The scenery in the
I didn't
beginning,
think so.
there's a statue of a dragon killing a man,
Yeah.
and the whole thing with Dracula is that Dracula means the dragon.
I thought the maids of honor were creepy. I thought they
The
did
other
pretty
brides?
good. Yeah,
I liked Lucy.
I know.
Until she, well, I guess she does come back around at the
Yeah.
end, doesn't she? Yeah. There were some
She does.
titties all over the place in this movie.
Really?
No.
Not like
Wrong
out,
movie.
out titties.
Oh,
but
you mean statues?
no? I mean like the women. Like
Her,
their outfits were very.
Victoria's was.
Oh wait, this
Titty-
movie does have some
titty-tastic.
titties because the pool.
Oh, the pool,
the
right.
spa.
I don't think you see it
But-
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do.
Oh.
You do?
The Victoria, the bitch, the 500-year-old
I
bitch.
know exactly who you're talking about, but I didn't think you saw anything.
It's not like aggressive. It's
No.
not like
It's like from the side
titties.
or
It's
the
just
back or
like
something.
there's
I thought you just saw her
there's
butt.
there's a wide view and you can see as she's swimming. You see breasts.
right.
Anyway.
I
Well,
did not
I'm
like
pretty
her
sure
at all.
it's PG-13 though.
You can show boobs in a PG-13.
I know.
And they do, don't they?
You cannot show pubic hair or frontal nudity in a
But they
PG-13.
only had one F word as well.
Do you know what I heard? I heard that in Aliens, Sigourney Weaver
Yeah,
Weaver
Weaver.
is in her underwear,
Mhm,
and
they
she
had to
refused to
pixel out.
shave. Yeah, and so they had to pixelate out all of her pubic hair one by one. Because we were talking about
Yeah.
pubic hair.
It
No, he means if. Why does it matter if she?
it would have
shaved or
been an
not?
X-rated
That's
movie.
what he was saying.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
So movies, even
Interesting. Oh.
I don't know what he said. So at the time, the movie was already aggressively an R-rated movie,
Mhm.
and so if it would have had vaginal pubic hair,
Who? What
It
movie are
would've-
you talking about?
Alien.
Aliens.
Oh.
If it would have had vaginal pubic hair, it would have put it over the edge, and they would have made it an X-rated movie or an N-17 movie.
Yeah.
I guess is the technical term, and then it would not have made anywhere near the money that it needed to make to be worth it.
Yeah.
It would have made millions of less dollars. N-17 movies do not make money.
So
Pornos make money, but N-17 movies do not really make money.
so,
It made its money after it was launched,
the Butler.
just like Blade Runner.
Did you guys watch Gotham?
No.
Fuck no.
The Butler is Alfred from Gotham.
I
Yeah.
fucking hated the Butler.
And
But you were supposed to, though. So.
yeah. But so the scene that made me be like, okay, the slavery thing is pretty ham-fisted here. Is he has this whole bit about like about lowering standards or like you're not worth it because of blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, this feels like it's really laying into it thick. And
I
then
have no idea what scene you're talking about.
I just
It's when
thought
she's
it
fighting
was-
him. He has this whole big spiel
oh.
about how
You're
like,
beneath me.
you're beneath me. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah, and it just felt based off some of the earlier dialogue, it felt
Yeah.
like there was this kind of tone of.
But I don't think that's slavery stuff. I think
I
that's
like what
just
you said earlier, the anti-white kind of thing. I think that's more on the mark than than
I
like.
think
and I also just think that like that's what British culture is very heavily in the servant.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
not slavery. It's paid servants, but they treat them like shit.
Yeah.
And like because they are royalty. If
I
you're
thought-
rich, you're royalty.
Mm-hmm.
And like they play that very well. And I like how the American comes in and is like,
Yeah.
"The fuck are you doing? These are still people."
Much
Yeah.
like
Because
the
fuck the
Gentleman,
Brits.
a much better
We
movie.
have better. We are more polite than you.
Yeah.
Even though I'm saying fuck you, we are
Okay.
more polite than you. Sorry, I hate the Brits.
I can tell. I liked it too. I thought it was a little much sometimes, like when she would when the glass broke that night,
Mm-hmm.
and the maid came in to clean it up or whatever, and she's like, "Well, you don't have to do this, blah blah blah." Well, that's her job. It parts of it, I'm like, it is her job to come
But
in.
That,
And
But-
well, and that's the stuff that I'm talking about, like that kind of dialogue. And then when the servant busts the glass, and she's like, "You don't have to do that. You don't have to clean that up." Blah blah. And it just felt, I don't know.
To me,
I
it's
don't know
just
how to explain it.
our main character is a server in real life, and so
that's true.
when you've lived a server life, you gain a different perspective on how servers are treated.
That's fair.
And so when those things are happening, she's like, I know how it feels to be treated like I am just here to serve somebody else, and I am
yeah.
not a human in that instance. And so a small amount of human decency goes a long way to that servant.
yeah,
and so-
I
That's
fair.
understand what you're
Yeah,
saying.
And so I think I think they played that very well.
And you were also a server, and I never was.
Yeah. And so I like and if they didn't have that first scene where she was a server, then yeah, I think it would have been a little heavy-handed. But like this is like she is a server.
But then that's another thing of like I don't see that perspective as much, and you you always have. Well, my
Yeah.
best friend too, Des, she's been a server before, and she thinks about those things too when I don't necessarily think about them because
I was a delivery boy.
A little bit different, but still same kind of.
Oh. I was in my car.
Yeah.
I'm on me mom's car.
No, I've done
Vroom, vroom.
I've done both. And so that's why I say I like it's not quite the same.
anyway.
There is similarities, but
Yeah.
and so did you scare yourself with the burp? So anyways, I thought that was played well.
That's fair.
And I think it was well done with the fact that it was an American in England.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Walter had
other-
an incredible jawline.
Yeah.
I know,
Or,
I know you can't wholly agree with me because Tristan would get onto you.
Well, our audience member and I were talking about this beforehand, that 99% of women would say, like, who cares that I become a vampire and I have to murder people? I get to be with this hot, rich English guy that has a cute accent and a chiseled jawline. So, and I do not disagree with him. I think
I actually, well, somebody, wait. I went and saw this with, as you referred
Madsen?
to her, the Big M. Yeah.
the big
And we were talking about it afterward, and she was like, "Would you join a vampire if it meant like all of the, like if you were in that position, what would you do?" And I was like, "Well, typically, like if we're dealing with classic vampirism, your soul is like damned to hell for
Yeah.
all eternity. So
Yes.
that's gonna be a hard
Yeah, I
pass
was
for
about to
me."
say, I'm just like, I'm not interested in living forever. I'll just say that that's not appealing to me. I don't want to.
you're a real big Tuck Everlasting fan, aren't you?
Okay, but
Yeah.
let's be fair. If the only thing that turns you off about vampirism is the fact that you live forever, you can still kill yourself.
You just gotta find yourself that wooden stake,
Yeah. So like you
or
you
just stab.
you-
Get stabbed.
Yeah, you-
like if you're in this movie.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
So you don't have to live forever. Is what I'm trying to like.
Do you wanna live forever?
Okay, but that chick killed
Forever.
herself. Listen, that chick killed herself. And Trevor Forrest, that chick killed herself, and then just another lady came in. So I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want someone else to do that.
Well, this is in this specific world.
I'm just saying. You asked me a question.
So you would live with the damnation,
No,
and
I wouldn't
and
want to do it,
forever hell because you don't want somebody else to have to deal with it.
bruh. I don't know. Okay.
But anyways, I'm with you, Trevor. If they're like the normal vampire thing is, yeah, your soul is damned, and you are basically soulless, and so what is the point at that point? So
Right.
your brain lives on, but there's no soul behind
You guys.
the eyes.
Never
What?
mind. You're not listening to me.
Just like real life when you live past 40.
I think you mean 27.
What do you mean we're not listening to you,
Oh,
Tristan?
we'll give a lot to look forward to.
I'm saying, in this one, they were like, "You'll live forever," and you're saying, "Well, you can just kill yourself." Well, I wouldn't want to do that in this movie scenario, because she killed herself and then somebody else just came along for it. But if you were like gonna go to hell if you turn into a vampire, no, I wouldn't want to do that. Obviously,
What if it was like,
In Tristan's movie, it would be the best way to. She would be finding the best way to kill her vampire self and no longer make anybody else
yes,
suffer.
yes,
oh, how noble.
agreed.
So you would do what our main character did and murder them all.
Maybe
Burn the house down and then become a vampire hunter.
does it really count as murdering if they're actually like 600 years old?
Yes.
Dang.
Instantly.
I mean, you're still taking life. Now you can have justified murder.
But
I think that's
they-
justified murder.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But that doesn't mean it's not murder because they're old.
I'm allergic
I was just
to
saying. I was just
murder.
asking if it counts.
Yeah, it counts. But it's
I
okay.
disagree.
It counts, but
It
it's
counts
okay.
as like a half.
A half
Yeah.
murder.
Yeah.
So if you killed 3 of them, then that's 1.5 murders.
Hey, no yawning. No yawning in here.
Maybe.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about with this wonderful movie?
Not really.
Okay. Ratings.
2.
Tristan, 5.
What? No, I don't think so. Maybe like a 3. I don't know.
Tristan's like, I love vampires. Sweep me
No.
off my feet, Edward Cullen.
I did read all of the Twilight books, but not necessarily for my own.
Did you like that TikTok I sent you where the
Actually,
guy's like, she's like, you left your imprint on my baby? He's like, what?
Okay, I had to stop watching it because I had never seen that movie.
Oh no.
So like I know in the book what happens, but I don't know what happens in the movie, and I was like, this is giving away too much.
And then she's like, you nicknamed my child off the Loch Ness Monster? He's like, what? We all agreed Nesferu, whatever her name is, was a dumb name, right? Sorry, this is really dumb without
Yeah.
context.
I have no idea what's happening.
I'll send it to you right now.
We need to have our featured guest. That's
Oh.
been between
He's right here. He's right there.
our handsome
living-
Squidward. What do you review The Invitation as?
That's just annoying.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh wow.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what, handsome Squidward, you
Good
are a
job,
very
Squidward.
bright and
And you're
Elegant.
a wonderful
Elegant.
clarinet player.
You have a chiseled jawline,
You
sir.
do. Look at that. He's got
would
the butt
you
chin.
decide to be a vampire to marry handsome Squidward?
Absolutely not.
I would.
I don't believe you at all.
What
I
those
think you would
tentacles-
toss away your life right now to be with handsome Squidward.
what those tentacles do, my
I
man.
would not. Ew.
Okay, my rating is I think 2.5. It's enjoyable at times, but it's not. It's definitely not great in any means, but it's still enjoyable. Didn't hate my time. So that's it for The Invitation. Now we've got to move. Do quick
Quick.
reviews. First, we're gonna start with the Beast because we all saw that. We are gonna do spoilers and not like this is just we're talking about them.
This
so
is a free for all, people.
free for all. So if you just want to hear our thoughts on these movies, we're gonna do them real quick. So Beast, what did you think about Beast, Trevor?
I enjoyed my time. I was kind of hoping. Are we gonna do non-spoiler and spoiler, or are we just
No.
kind of all over
I
the place?
literally just said we were just talking about them
I'm
and
so
we're gonna
sorry.
be
Guess
spoiling
who's
them.
on their
I-
phone, everyone?
It
Not
was
me.
me.
You can literally watch the video and see that he was not paying attention
Hey.
at all, and then ask the
I
question that I just got done.
I
Graham could have told you. He's not even on a mic.
I wish at the end there would have been a little blurb that was like poachers kill blah 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 amount of animals every or something like that.
You wanted this to be an endangered animal movie?
Well, not exactly, but like there was some ridiculousness in this specifically toward the end,
Yeah.
and I think having that in there would have made the movie a little bit more weighty. And I think it would have been nice to know something about it, to be like, because every
This
time
isn't real,
that
is it?
no, every time there's a movie like this, 47 meters
Beast.
down, Beast, other Jaws, like animals don't act that way typically, and so it would have been nice to have some realism, to be like,
I wanted the.
So just so you know, this isn't real. Lions don't act that way.
I
right,
wanted-
exactly, no, yeah,
so
yeah.
so there doesn't need to be some expert or excerpt that says that these things are happening because they don't happen. This
no,
is just
I
a
know, but people
exaggeration
don't know
of a
that.
lion.
Yeah, and I wish they would have said something about that. And but then because poachers were such a big deal of this movie,
Yeah.
then have a blurb about that and give like some statistics on it.
I am glad that they specifically talked about poachers and stuff because there's a big like I don't know, I liked and disliked, but there's a big movement to like, oh, we have to save these animals. We have to save these animals, and anybody that kills these animals is apparently inherently bad people or poachers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some tribes kill lions because they're actively defending their territory,
Yeah.
which is murdering their families.
Yeah.
So like you have to defend yourself, and you'll have to kill a lion. And they were a little like they definitely treaded that line of me liking it, disliking it, because not our main character, the Safari.
Martin.
Yeah. He was definitely like, oh, yeah, I can just hug lions. Fucking hated that scene. And then, because it sets an unrealistic expectation to people, because you cannot domesticate a lion.
But he also says that he's known them since cubhood.
Does not matter. It does not matter. You
But-
cannot domesticate a lion.
No, I agree with that. But like, there are zookeepers out there where they do have those kinds of relationship with those animals.
Yeah, and then they die.
Not all the time.
No, not all the time, but then it happens. And so I'm just saying it sets an unrealistic expectation that, oh, yeah, if I baby them from whatever, that we will just be best friends. They still have wild instincts,
Yeah.
and those will overcome whatever nurturing you've done to them,
I think that's a little
especially
bit
in the
more-
wild.
Yeah, I think that expectation that they set is a little more unrealistic toward the end, more than when Martin is with them. Because if that's the expectation they set, then technically Nate is a part of infiltrating their territory. He brought the lion there.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they also kill him, kind of thing?
Well, because they don't. My guess would be that they don't really find him like as the threat. The
He also
lion is
should
the
be
threat.
dead.
He also should very much be dead.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just didn't like that because it sets a narrative that I don't think is necessarily true from my knowledge of that stuff. Like, yes, you can domesticate these animals and they can grow a liking to you as a human,
Yeah.
but those often turn sour very fast, and it's the difference of you being dead or alive or losing multiple limbs and those animals dying because they then attacked a human. And it's like those people that are natural, like preserving, they usually don't have those relationships. They have that thing from afar.
Yeah.
They're preserving them and watching them,
Sure.
observing them from
Yeah.
afar, and not hugging them
Right.
and such. Tristan.
Thank you. I wish that the lion that attacked the antagonist of the story, if you will.
Was gay.
What? No.
Oh.
I wish that the lion had something, some chemical something. He stepped in a vat of chemical
So you wish this
whatever.
had some sort of supernatural thing to
I
it.
do. Because then when they just said that the lion went crazy because his family got killed, no thank you. The lion is not taking revenge. That's not real. That's not
Yeah.
going on. He needs to be crazy for a reason.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, these movies typically depict animals in not realistic manners.
Yeah. Well, and so we agree in different lanes.
Yeah.
I think that
And it
they're
was
an
also
unrealistic
ginormous.
expectation that they're too friendly, and then there's the unrealistic expectation that they're too like.
Yeah, I think the
And I agree
the
with both.
expectation that they set
personifying the
is more
animals.
common amongst like zookeepers and enclosures rather than what you're saying, where it's a reservationist in the wild.
In the wild,
yeah, that's fair.
And I agree with Tristan on the other side. We're like they're setting this expectation that lions are somehow going to be like revengeful.
Yeah.
They are just beasts.
Well, you could say the same thing about sharks being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
See,
Yeah.
that I freaking love sharks, and we don't have
Well,
to get into that.
To be fair, don't sharks have the lust for blood after they taste?
Not exactly.
Oh, okay.
I don't think.
I couldn't.
Yeah, see, and here's the thing: it's our fault. We deserve to die if we get in their territory.
Tell us more about that, Tristan.
That's all I'm saying.
Couldn't
you
couldn't you say that to be the other way around?
No. Don't argue
That
with me on
they're
this.
they're in
You
our
see, Moore,
territory.
don't argue with me on this.
Why? It's so much fun.
Tristan's a
They-
shark expert.
See, it's fine. Kill or be killed.
Yeah,
and
and
don't
we kill
kill the
them.
sharks.
What? That's not kill or be killed.
Yeah, so don't be sad when a shark kills your ass.
Yeah,
But if I kill that shark, you're supposed to get mad at me.
that's rude.
No.
It's rude.
Boom.
Look, I
I'm
never
with Graham
said
on
that
this.
Graham and I were on a team. Okay.
If this guy killed a shark, I would be fucking.
I'd fucking teabag that shark.
What?
I'd fucking pull that shark out of the water and teabag its ass.
Why? No,
Because
that's rude.
I'm fucking scrawny. Well, I'm not scrawny
That
anymore.
shark did not deserve that.
I would be clapping. But if a shark killed Easton, I would be crying. Think about it.
See?
Well, yeah. No, I would not be clapping if Easton killed a shark.
If Easton killed a
I
shark,
would be
clapping.
happy that he was alive.
I would give him a golden medal. He said kill
The dialogue that is happening right now is so funny, and you can only hear one half of it.
If he killed a shark and he choked it out and he snapped its neck.
Okay, but
Ah, like that. Ah!
I would be crying either way. Let's be real.
I see where my wife's loyalties lie.
Grabbed the shark by its fin and flipped its fin off and snapped its neck.
No, I was saying I would be
I'm
crying
fighting-
because I'm happy that you're alive. That's what I meant.
I'm fighting for my life.
You're
killing
not.
this
No,
shark.
I never said you were fighting for your life. You were just fighting a shark.
I was envisioning you being a superhero ripping its fin off and snapping its neck.
See,
Because that's what I'd be doing if I was fighting for my life. I'd turn into a superhero.
Twisting its fin. Ah, like that. And then snapping its, poking its eyes, grabbing its eyes. and pulling it
Aw. I don't want to think about that.
I'm going to go find a baby shark and just fuck it up.
No.
Baby shark.
No,
Baby
Trevor,
shark.
no.
You better never find yourself alone in the ocean because you need to punch that shark's eyes out and snap its
I
fin
mean,
off.
I'll
You
do
punch
what I
in the
have
nose,
to
not its
do,
eye.
I really like
Grab
when
its eyes and pull 'em
But
I really like when divers will just a shark's coming toward them and they just like redirect his nostril. I think
Yeah.
it's really funny to watch.
I think it's
Okay.
funny to watch 'em grab their eyes and rip 'em out.
no, I'm all done with this shark nonsense.
I don't know. I really like Jaws where they have the shark hung up, dead.
Like hippie babies or something.
That's rude.
Okay,
who's
we're
the
talking
hippie
about
baby?
Beast. Any extra thoughts on Beast? Beast of the ocean?
Yeah.
But this is Beast
lady
of the
that
land.
sat next
Lion.
to me, you made this movie more enjoyable to watch. Because she was like, that snake was crawling onto his hand, and she was like, "Ooh, I'm glad that's not me." And I'm like, and then he dropped on the line. I'm like, "I'm glad it was him instead of me." And then she laughed, and I was like, "We're enjoying this movie together, aren't we?" Do what?
And then you guys started making out, is what Graham said.
No, sorry.
Um,
If it was you, I would have.
let's be honest though. The whole entire premise of them like wrecking the truck and everything was so dumb. They-
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When she just drives straight off the cliff into
Yeah.
the tree.
It was so fast, too.
It was. And then they're like, "Where's Martin?" And I'm like, "Well, you walked 10 feet back where you came from."
and like you didn't like try to like. They tried to start the car like twice,
Yeah.
and like they didn't like.
Well, and then they kept being like, "The radio doesn't work."
You
And
know what
then
I
the
thought
radio
was
would work.
funny? What I thought was funny was this whole time the little girl is like, anti-poachers kill them. That's what anti-poachers do. They
Yeah.
kill the people, blah, blah, blah. And
Easiest
everyone's like,
foreshadowing
that's not
ever.
real, it's not real, it's not real. And then the guy is like,
Easiest foreshadowing
you killed
ever.
3 of my
Easiest
men.
word. Yes, agree.
I thought it was funny. I liked it.
Oh, I thought it was just very obvious foreshadowing that he was in fact an anti-poacher that murdered people.
Yeah. I thought it was fine. Like
you guys just
it,
ruined
it
that
comes
for
back
me.
around.
I liked it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, but Trevor and I were talking that we don't like that Martin got.
Yeah. No.
No. Although he sacrificed himself.
Somebody had to die though.
So yeah.
I
and
honestly
figured
think
would
it
be
should have been
him.
the 2 children because
Oh.
that was a joke.
I was like, what?
I thought Bungie died, but then
Bungie? What
Yeah.
the crap? Who's that?
he's the guy they meet. He's the guy that meets them up at the end.
Oh. The
Yeah.
guy that teaches the girl how to use the
He doesn't
shrine.
Dark
teach
gun?
her. She just watches.
Yeah.
Well, she's asking questions.
She
And
was
he tells
fucking
her.
wet, man.
Ew.
For Bungie?
She did want to get with
Yeah.
him, but
See?
I'm
See?
not going to say it like that. That's inappropriate.
Well, maybe they shouldn't be depicting that on screen.
She's also, how old is she?
She was definitely young.
15?
Yeah. It was also that's what made it so much weirder was that like she's so young and that guy was obviously not 15.
Older, yeah.
And like maybe she was supposed to be 17, but she definitely did not look it. And that guy was definitely over the age of 18.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was like this is really weird that you're making
Faux
this
show.
this girl have the hots for this guy and he's reciprocating it to an extent.
Yeah. He's not going overboard, but he's definitely there.
I guess that's just the current political climate, we're trying to accept maps, I guess.
Stop it. Get out of here with
What?
that.
We're anti-maps. Okay.
What are
Alright.
maps?
Minor attracted people.
Oh.
AKA pedophiles.
Yeah. We're gonna take a stance and say that we're against that.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
On Beast? No, I don't think so.
I'm all
On
done.
Beast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish that lion was a little more burnt up at the
Hey,
end.
look at me. I'm awake.
That's true.
You little pigeon.
What are you talking about?
She thought you thought she was gonna fall asleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now.
It'll be quick, Graham. Don't worry.
It'll be quick, Graham. Don't worry.
um,
What are you drawing?
Us.
Is there a shark on there? That's
Nice.
exciting.
is it me murdering a shark? Okay.
Is it layered-
sorry.
is it
well,
layered like an
our
onion?
audience member is our podcast artist, and
Yeah.
he's doodling.
That's true.
So.
This is never going to be seen by anybody.
Hey, no, it's okay. He's just having fun. He came over to have dinner, and then we're gonna watch a movie after this. So,
I'm going to fall asleep.
yeah.
I have to go to
The
work in the
the
morning.
the end fight. We both agreed on this, Trevor and I. The end fight with the lion was absolutely ridiculous. Hey, we said the same word. Jinx.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
Well, the next movie we're gonna do is also with Idris Elba.
Beast.
It's called Beast.
But it's the beast.
Is a
twist.
lion.
The beast is a lion.
So yeah, the end fight with the lion was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
You cannot go toe to toe, already injured, with a lion for a solid 25 seconds and be bit 12 times, clawed another 14 times,
And just knocked around like a rag doll.
and every single time it's a bite, it's apparently just like a
Like a scrape, yeah.
He's
flesh
Idris
wound.
Elba. He can't lose a fight.
Yeah. Graham just asked if they were trying to kind of make it with the Revenant, and the Revenant made it realistic. This was not.
Yeah, because the dude, they had to, carry him for months after.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
Now,
no, this guy just
obviously,
goes to the hospital.
He
and
went to
he's
the
fine.
hospital, and in the Revenant, there's no hospitals,
Yeah.
so that kind of makes sense. However, the fight with the bear was semi-realistic because it was there and it was over. It was over within a couple seconds, and he was fucked up.
Yeah.
This guy apparently fought a lion for 25 seconds while getting bit 25 times, clawed another 13,
Yeah.
and then he was messed up, but he just needs some bandages. Not Band-Aids,
right.
just some
Yeah.
wrapping.
Yeah, I noticed that too. He
They-
didn't
the-
look very banged up. In
No,
the
the movie would have been much better if he had that fight with the lion and it lasted about 2 seconds, and then the other lions came in and fucked up the other lion.
Right.
One Band-Aid on his chin.
Not quite. He definitely looked fucked up, but not as fucked up as you would have been if you actually tried to fight a lion for 30 seconds. And all you had is a knife, and you already were fucked up. He had already been clawed once in the leg and bit once in the arm for 2 days straight. Yeah. Okay, so we can move on to the last movie, which Tristan has not seen, so she can just sit there and look pretty.
Yeah,
and,
you want to rub it in my. Oh, that was nice.
and you were over here trying to be a dick to me.
I was just gonna see you were gonna rub it in my face again.
Tristan,
I didn't
don't
see
be
this
a dick.
movie. I'm not. But I'm being a dick there.
She didn't want to say dick, but she started and was like, I need to not
No,
say the word.
I was trying to. Whatever.
So we watched 30,000 Years of Longing. 3,000 Years of Longing.
3,000.
So again, we're spoilers out the window. So if you just want to kind of know about the movie or seen it and want to hear our opinions, we're just going to talk about it, just Trevor and I. So this is another movie about Idris Elba, with Idris Elba and
Tilda something.
the witch from the Chronicles of Narnia.
And also the lady from Memoria.
Yes.
And the ancient one from Doctor Strange.
Yes. Many movies.
Many movies.
So-
Not many small movies, but many a plethora
What were-
of
Manny.
movies.
What were your thoughts?
I really enjoyed it. I saw on Letterboxd somebody said somebody finally made the perfect Baz Luhrmann film, and I'm like, that's exactly what this is, 100%. But no, I liked it. I wish they would have used some more music. A lot of this movie was pretty quiet. I mean, it was just talking, and the music was pretty understated. But they could have done some really cool Middle Eastern influence stuff,
True.
and they didn't. which was lame. I liked the subtle flaring of the djinn, a.k.a. Idris Elba. I enjoyed that, although it was apparent that most of their CG budget went into that and not the other things.
That's fair.
But no, I really enjoyed my time. Yeah.
I completely forgot. Tristan, what's your rating on Beast?
Like a 2.
Trevor?
3.
I think I'm 2. Maybe bordering on 2.5. Sorry, I forgot to do that. So
That's fair.
okay, so yeah, I thought the CG was better than I thought it would be because it's used a lot.
Yeah.
Like this is a $65 million budget movie, by the way.
There's a couple moments where it's like very obvious green screen behind whoever's in front of it.
But Idris Elba is basically always CGI'd.
yeah.
There's always an alteration
His
to his.
accent is like whatever he developed for the accent. I thought he did very well with, and he keeps pretty accurately through the whole thing.
So
What?
The,
no kidding. No, I knew that.
so the
So I'm messing with you.
the CGI I thought was really decent. So I think I actually really enjoyed the movie until about the last 20 to 30 minutes.
Agree.
I thought it got really
When they get back to London, it gets really slow.
and it gets weird.
Yeah.
Like it didn't need to be there. I think the moment she finally decides to make a wish is when it gets weird.
Yeah.
And it kind of
Her
goes downhill.
second one, or her first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think is when it gets weird. And I understand the point.
Yeah.
But then the point wasn't like what they did after that point was made was really rough. And then they kind of like explain why they did it. And again, it's just not very like everything before that was such an interesting conversation and really good storytelling. And the character that we had was a storyteller, and I thought that was interesting.
And it was captivating.
And then we got to that point, and then everything got like less narrative and more like sitting in the like purpose
Yeah.
of the film or something. Like what they were trying to make the grand purpose of the film.
Yeah.
Which I guess we're spoiling the movie, which is that like you can't wish for love.
Yeah.
Because this is the first genie ever that ever says that like you can't wish for someone to love you.
Mm-hmm.
And so it decides that she's gonna wish for love, and like how it like that ruins love.
Yeah.
But it takes 25 minutes for that to come out, and it
Right.
felt like way too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everything before that was a lot. It was really interesting, and it was fun storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was intrigued. And then once we got there, like I understood, like we could have just got to that point within 5 minutes, not 25 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, there were several points toward the end. I say several. I mean like 2 or 3.
Tone changed too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree with that. Where like when he channeled the radio wave to just play the violin music or like the string quartet music, I thought it ended. It faded to black, and I was like, "That's not a terrible end. Like I could live with this. It's not super like satisfying or like doesn't really resolve anything." But I was
I
like,
thought the ending we got was better than what that would have been.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, but there were so many fade to blacks.
I think
at
there
the
were
end.
three. There were 3 times where you thought the movie ended, and the third time it actually did.
It actually does. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I do think there were 3 times you're like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
like this isn't really a conclusion, but I
Yeah.
guess we can like I guess this can be over, and then like, boom, 2 weeks later or
yeah.
next scene. Yeah, one of them was like 3 years later,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them was
one.
2 weeks later or something.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is after we see him down in the basement and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm sleeping." And she's like, "But Jen, don't sleep." He's
Yeah.
talking in like an Irish accent or something like that. And I was like, I thought it was going to turn, and it was going to turn out that he is a trickster. And he was like
I would have
gonna
hated
like
that.
turn into a leprechaun or something
Oh
like that.
God,
Yeah.
I would have really hated that.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it was like he was coming out of it. Like I think he was like
Yeah.
coming back.
He was
he's like,
he had basically
he's like
turned
kinda
into dust.
decayed. Yeah. And so
He was a like dried dirt,
yeah, basically.
where like if you rustle it, it just dissipates.
Deteriorates, yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, I didn't notice the accent stuff because I was kind of just wondering what was happening.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I didn't necessarily like that too much either.
Yeah.
Because I also think that kind of ruined the whole love narrative thing.
Yeah.
Because he did love her.
Yeah.
And why? Other than the wish.
It seemed like he often fell in love with whoever was his master.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's fair.
However, how do you go from the Queen of Sheba to whoever this lady is? She's not ugly, but
she's
like,
pretty ugly.
You know, there's a.
She plays a witch in every movie.
So,
fair.
but to go from Sheila, not Sheila, but Sheba,
Yeah. Sheba, yeah.
to the knowledge woman,
Yeah.
which I thought was actually I really liked. No,
Yeah.
not she didn't go straight from that to that. She went to the
He goes to
the woman, the girl.
With the Emperor Suleiman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was a really cool story.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And
I'm glad the third
but
one
she
was
didn't fall in love with. He didn't fall in love with her because she was a child.
right.
He was just trying to be a nice genie,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
it fucked him over. But then the knowledge person, I
Yeah.
thought that was like that felt real
Yeah.
and honest. And so when you get the real love, the wish love, the wish love feels just shitty.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't like that. Like, he continues to go and visit her and like all that.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like a "I still love you" thing.
Yeah.
I just can't be with you in London. But like
Right.
that connection isn't really there. I did really hate the fact that the reason why he got in the bottle the last time is because they would get in fights and he would put himself in a bottle. I thought that was really stupid, especially with the fact that he had already spent almost 2,800 years in a bottle at that
Right.
point.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, so I thought that was a weak plot point.
That's fair.
But overall, I did have fun.
Good.
And it was much better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. I think this met because I thought it was going to be good. I think this met expectations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
I feel like there was one more thing. I can't think of it though.
Oh,
I liked the construction of because he makes a point to say, "You're made of dust and I'm made of electromagnetic fields."
yeah.
And I thought that was a cool idea, and I like that we got to see it play out at the airport a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't a super huge detail, but I like that they paid enough attention to it
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
And it didn't amount to anything, but
Right.
like the nervousness of that was
Mhm.
still showed, and I like that too.
Yeah.
I did think it was very weird that they made him like an 8-foot tall black man.
Yeah, he was big.
I thought that was a weird like fetishization of black men, and I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
necessarily like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, as a white person, I do wonder if like the black community watching this felt that same vibe
Yeah.
of like the woman, like women are finding this person attractive because of his large qualities
Stature,
and stuff like that. Yeah, and I felt like it was very weird and like a fetishization of a stereotype of black people, and I
Yeah.
thought it was just very weird
Yeah.
that's how they decided to describe that
Right.
or show that.
Yeah.
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 And also the absolute like Sheba's character, I thought was like, I don't know the mythology behind that character, but I thought that was very I don't know, like almost anti-black.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she was completely heartless. She falls in love with the Middle Eastern / white man and
King Solomon.
throws her trusted advisor, who is Idris Elba,
Yeah.
and doesn't care for, so just heartless. And so, yeah, I didn't like how they kind of depicted that. Now, I don't know the mythology of that character, so that might be a huge difference. But
Yeah.
as somebody that doesn't know it, this is just a black goddess,
Yeah.
and that's how she treats another, like almost a god, basically,
Yeah.
a black. And so I just felt very, very weird that that's how you're gonna depict that.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, the whole the race stuff was very odd at times.
You know what was, speaking of like features, the one thing, so I liked, like the Idris Elba's Jin had like blue built-in pants kind of thing.
No, they were
And then-
scales.
Okay, cool. And then his palms were red.
Yeah, I didn't like the red in the hands.
I also didn't, the red on
beard.
his chin.
I didn't mind that as much.
It
but
looked like exposed muscle to me though. And so that was, and it also was off center.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It looked like it was off
That's funny.
center, and so
I didn't notice
it-
that.
Yeah, every time that he was on, his face was on screen, that's what I was drawn to.
That's
was
funny,
his chin.
Because
yeah.
I sometimes I tend to have some OCD tendencies, so I figured I would have noticed.
Yeah.
Like when I see things unaligned, like I try to align them.
Yeah, sure.
And so I felt like I would have noticed that. So it's funny that I didn't.
I liked his ears though. His ears weren't like totally elf ears. They were like this weird like
Yeah.
crimped kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought
Also, this movie is the movie that had all the fucking tits.
some big old titties.
Well, and not even the obese thing. Like they were
Yeah.
literally just tits all the time.
Yeah.
Like people were having sex all the time.
Yeah.
Some
weird
The-
Lovecraft.
a lot of Lovecraft. The girl the slave girl
Mm-hmm.
that looked like she was 12.
Yeah.
They show her tits, and I was like, this is like, I did not like that scene at all.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I didn't mind the whole like, okay, this is Middle Eastern stuff, and like princes are gonna fall in love with
And
very
ancient. Yeah.
yeah, gonna fall in love or marry very young women. That's something that's happened a lot during history. But then to show her nude on screen was very.
Yeah.
I just don't like that. If you're gonna depict a character to be a not only adolescent of like 17 or 16, like in Euphoria,
Yeah.
to be 13 and just show her tits is really weird. I think they even show her vagina. Like,
Yeah.
I think it doesn't, but like she's pregnant and her legs are open as it pans,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I do not like.
Yeah. It's a little comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like why?
Yeah.
That's the question. Is like there was no real reason
If I
to it.
knew, I'd tell you.
Yeah. I was not expecting this to be a hard rated R movie.
Yeah.
So I did still enjoy it though. So just some caveats. If you're listening to this and you decide to listen even though you hadn't seen it, this is a hard
R.
I don't like saying hard R.
Oh,
but
because of the
yeah.
right.
But hard rated R movie.
Hard rated R.
Yes.
There you go.
So yeah, just a heads up. What's your rating on it though?
Foe.
4.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a flat 3.
Okay.
Which I feel like you guys should know my rating system by now, but 3 still is
Yeah,
a good movie.
Good, yeah.
So, okay, well, that was the end of today's very long episode where we decided to do 3, one main movie and then a couple kind of extra movies.
Well, since I was here, everything was twice as long.
Yeah. Actually, it's not twice as long.
Oh, good.
If it was twice as long, this would be a 3-hour podcast.
But
We just saw a lot, and unfortunately, we did not get an episode out last week, and I kind of want to make up for it by still giving you guys some extra content with some extra movies. So I thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to check back next week as we will review the new movie of the week. There's really nothing great coming out next week, but we will go ahead and just review the best movie that we see that ever I'll check Letterboxd, see what the most people are watching, and pick that one. But please listen to next week's episode, so you can decide if that random movie might be good enough
it might be
for you
good
to
for
go
you.
watch. Yeah, you never know. So you can at least listen to our spoiler-free episode next week if you decide not to go to the theater. So thank you guys so much. We will be back next week, and have a good one.
Hey, moron!
You talking to me? You talking to me?
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Hello?
What an idiot!
Well, what do you expect? I'm the movie Moron.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Don't call me stupid.
Oh, right! To call you stupid would be an insult to stupid people! I've known sheep that could outwit you.
Yeah, well, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense. No, none taken.